Hello, what's up guys? I'm back with one more set of video. This time I'll be talking about IELTS listening. Many of the times people mislead most of you saying that this is the toughest area to crack. Honestly speaking, yes, it has got certain area of difficulties, but provided clear-cut areas of practice, you will be able to crack it. It's not so tough. How I have approached this exam is that obviously, as I've mentioned before, we'll have to practice all the set of questions available in Cambridge books, that's from 1 to 16. And in addition to, today I'll be discussing about if someone is a beginner and he is attempting the IELTS for the first time, what are all the parameters needs to be kept in mind, and what are the few of the critical areas one has to keep in mind so before entering the exam hall, so as to make sure that he's better prepared for the exam and can get his desired band score in listening. So as we all know, in order to get 8 or above, you need to score more than 35 right answers out of the 40 questions available. And many of the times people tell you that this is one of the toughest exams because of the time restrictions you have. You have got only 30 to 32 minutes to attempt all the 40 questions, and it is very difficult to grab the answers. There is a lot of accent variations, even British accent, Australian accent, US accent. So if someone is not familiar with such kind of accents, then it becomes really difficult for one to understand what they are literally speaking. So if you are starting today, then there are few tips and tricks which I'll be discussing in this video, which you may find useful for your test. First and foremost, you'll have to remove all this bullshit what people have fed into your mind, saying that um, time management is the essential key for this test. To be very honest, there is no factor of time which comes into picture over here, because the audio is continuously playing and you are just responding to the questions over there. If you make up your mind saying that, you just tune your mind saying that all the answers are right in front of you and they are not going to ask anything which is away from the audio which is being played, and you need not to be worried so much about this test at all. Yes, there are various kinds of questions which may come across, but one thing you should be clear about it is that all the answers are right in front of you, and there is nothing new or out of your knowledge you'll have to answer. There's nothing as such. Primary method of going for this test is that you keep aside all your general knowledge. General knowledge never really comes into your rescue in this particular test. Secondly, whenever you are going for the test, make sure that you are very well prepared, you have practiced enough, and you have gone through all the set of questions papers available. And when you are sure that you are consistently hitting 37, 38 or 39 bands, then only it is the right time for you to attempt this examination, because the test costs a huge amount of money, that is approximately 15,500 rupees nowadays, and it is not easy to arrange such kind of money. To start with, now for the beginners, IELTS listening has 4 sections, and there is a one common myth saying that as the sections progresses, the difficulty level increases. In my opinion, there is no such difficulty level increase or decrease in the duration of the test. This remains quite same. It's just your approach or your attitude towards that particular section which matters the most. For example, if it was the case that as the section progresses, the difficulty level increases, then definitely first, second and third sections too should go smoothly, and the fourth section, which is most commonly, there will be the fill in the blanks questions, which should be the most toughest one. But in my case, as I told you previously, I've attempted 4 IELTS tests, and out of 4, in 3 attempts, my score was 8.5 out of 9. That means I was hitting 36, 37 or 38 consistently. So here are few of the tips. The first tip would be that read the questions carefully. Before the start of each section, there will be set of instructions given in that. They'll be mentioning whether you'll have to what you have to do in that test, and how many words you need to write, and all such critical information will be given that you need to make sure. And secondly, how you attempt this test. And majority of the people believe have the dilemma of whether to opt for a computer based test or to go for paper based test. uh, in my opinion, all the four times I've attempted only computer based test, and I'm not really used to paper based test. But what I've heard from few of my friends who have attempted even paper based test is that there are certain times, and depending upon the examination centers and the resources available with them, people tend to get into difficult situations, because in a large hall they'll be making you sit with 60 or 70 odd people, and they'll be playing the audio in a huge loudspeaker, and you'll have to just attempt the questions. So that becomes really difficult because of the noise or disturbances across you, and you may lose focus. So for that purpose, what I believe is that you need not to have some high speed typing efficiency. This is not your typing test. Any individual who has got hands-on experience on computers can really attempt this test. What's the main difference between computer based and paper based exam is that in computer based exam you'll not get additional 10 minutes after the completion of audio to transfer your answers from your rough book to the answer paper. In computer based test, you'll only get 2 minutes to write and review the answers what you have written previously to make sure that your spellings are correct, and any missing questions are there, then you may get one more chance to give a try based on your what you have heard before. And literally speaking, guys, you should attempt all 40 questions irrespective of whether you know it or no, because there is no negative questions available, and your guess may land in the correct region and you may get one additional point. Who knows, this may be your good day. So as I've told you, one myth is that management of time is essential. Certainly not. You do not even come to know when you have started and when you have completed your test, and this time never comes into picture because you are just going with the flow. Secondarily, read the instructions carefully, because several times what they write is that answer with a word or a number. Then you should not write two words or one word and one number. Actually what they are referring to is write either with a word or a number. So you should understand that if you are writing excess like two words, then you will be losing points. Third important tip is that IELTS listening is all about simple English. They'll not be asking any complicated English, so you should be very perfect in your spelling. Any spelling error will cost you marks, and there may be people may be of the opinion that there are two types of spellings when we compare with the US English to UK English. For example, organize. So how do we spell? It may be ORGANIZE or ORGANISE. So both are accepted at IELTS, and the program is designed in such a manner to detect these differences, and you'll not be losing points for that. And also, if you do not know the answer for any of the questions, you make sure to attempt this, give a guess, and you may get good points. And one more instruction is that there are certain questions where you can write in both the ways. For example, the question says you'll have to write answers in two words or a number. So always if it is a 6th April, the answer is 6th April, then people tend to write it as 6 TH and April. I'm not really sure, but this may result in differences of opinions, and even the software may not recognize that answer. So anytime if you have the scope of writing the words fully in words, then it is very useful. Write 6th April as in letters 6th, April, not in numerics. So it always helps. And other than that, uh, how do you improve your listening skills? So first thing, attempt all the practice questions which is available in Cambridge. Many of my friends, including me, who previously I used to get 33, 34 consistently, and you never analyze what's going wrong. You just attempt full examination, and then you see how many good answers and how many bad answers, and you just leave it as it is. Trust me, guys, if you want to improve your listening skills, then go back to that question, listen that question again, try to understand where you missed, what you missed. That is the way you can train your subconscious to make sure that it is picking the right words in the actual examination conditions. Also, if you are finding it difficult, then in the Cambridge books and the end there are audio scripts available. While you are playing the audio, just make sure you are reading the audio scripts as well, so that really helps you. And it really helps to grab these tricky questions in examinations. And coming on to the types of questions, as I told you previously, there are 4 sections. And first one is usually it is filling the form. For example, someone is attending an interview and he's been asked to fill the form, and over there it may be about the personal details, phone number, and your first name, and your area of residence. All such things will come. That first 10 questions will be about it, and it is generally easy to crack it. And you make sure that if you are targeting more than 8 or 8.5, make sure first and second sections, that is 20, are point blank and you're not missing anything. Make sure that you're concentrating well enough, because it is quite easy. And in my honest opinion, I always used to struggle with multiple choice questions. Most of my friends or most of the others who are taking the IELTS examination are experiencing this, because if it is in the section 2, multiple choices will be quite simple and you'll be able to catch the answers. But in the third section, the choices will be much lengthier and you'll not get enough time to read all the answers before attempting the question. So one more tip over here is, like in the computer based test, after the completion of section 1, you'll be given 1 minute of time to review your questions. You review your answers just for your spelling errors or any of such errors. And you need not to really review all your 10 questions before going to section 2, because anyhow you will be getting additional 2 minutes at the end to review all your questions. So in my opinion, after the immediately completion of section 1, you should immediately get into the second section and read all the questions and prepare yourself. How do you prepare for the next set of questions is by highlighting. Even in computer you can highlight the words. That is called as proofreading, and you should not read everything every word by word. You'll have to just proofread it, what this question is all about. Like Mike has 4 children, and the first one's name is like this. If it is coming, Mike children, these are the 2 words which we are going to target about, whether it is first, second or third. Only these 3 words should be highlighted and all others are unnecessary for you. It is just a waste of time if you are reading so much. So the fourth trick is that immediately after the completion of one section, go to next section, read about it, try to complete all the 10 questions, and come back again, read from the first to third or fourth again, so that you are tuning your mind. You know what questions to expect, because if you are going fresh, you have every tendency of missing the questions. And next tip what I'm going to tell you is very important. This is where you are going to lose marks. Even I have lost marks in my third attempt. Even though I was hitting continuously 8.5, in my third attempt I was dropped to a score of 7.5. That's mainly because there comes one situation when you're not really concentrating on one subject and you have just missed it, and you do not know when the audio has just moved on and you are still stuck at that question. You are thinking that now he's going to speak about it, but he has already passed on and he's in the next subsequent questions. So that point of time, if you're missing, you're definitely going to lose 2 or 3 points, because you'll be missing it in whole because of the panic, and because of that kind of strain you'll be not be knowing what to answer because you have missed it completely. So make sure that you are having a crystal clear focus on the test. Don't look here and there, don't listen to any of the disturbances. Make sure that you are putting up the volume high so that you cannot hear anything away from your audio what you're listening to, and make sure that you are having a rock solid focus on the TV screen or the desktop screen. That is really going to help you. And other than that, if you want me to take up each sections one by one and the types of questions, generally fill in the blanks or filling the forms is the first section. Second section is majority of the times it is all about multiple choice questions, that is smaller multiple choice questions, and it is about maps. That is the second section. The third section is majorly about lengthier multiple choice questions. This is the trickiest part. Always do concentrate, guys, about the third section. What I felt is that first, second and fourth are okay, you can clear it, but the third section is quite tricky and you are going to lose marks. And you don't get panicked, you know about yourself, you are consistently hitting 35, 36, 37 marks in your practice test, and you really need not to think much about your scores on that examination day, because your subconscious is going to take care of you and you're going to get the desired results. That's for sure. Don't panic and be calm and try to maintain your balance, and just give a go. So just go with the flow and you'll crack this exam. And just few of the essential things about this listening test is, I've told you, this test is all about 30 to 32 minutes. In this you'll have to complete your 40 questions. That's nothing to worry because you're just going with the flow. And yes, out of 40 questions, if you want 8 band or 8.5 band, you'll have to score more than 35. That should be your deadline. First section, you really cannot afford to lose marks. 10 out of 10 definitely required. Second section, out of 10, majority of the times you pass, but if you're losing 1 point, okay, don't mind. Third section is the area where people lose many points, including me. Try to concentrate over there, try to put your focus over there, and try to gain as much as possible points over there. And fourth section is majorly about, again, fill in the blanks. It is the interaction between it's not the interaction, it's about some kind of case study, like why trees are dying, or about some plantation. One author is depicting a story, whereas you'll have to just catch the answers and write fill in the blanks. So for me, filling the blanks is quite easy. I tend to get all the answers right, first and fourth if it comes. And maps, many times it tends to be tricky. I will take one more separate session for maps, multiple choice questions, and flow charts. There comes the time when there will be questions about flow chart, about flow of a process one by one, and you'll have to just write the fill in the blank questions over there. And matching sentences, that is one of the trickiest ones, where you'll have to match the sentences from the available boxes, so you'll have to just drag and place. So there you tend to miss marks. And other than that, what else? Majorly all these are the 4 or 5 kind of questions what you get in your listening. One more thing where you are tend to lose marks is that, see, now in your books, you are always used to read your listening test, like now for example, I'll show you in this book. See, now your all the questions are one below the other, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're used to read like this. The questions are coming one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. But in your examination, many of the times I've seen this, 1 will be here, 2 will be here, 3 will be here, 4 will be here. So as your brain is tuned to this, you will be looking like this. You're not going like this. So make sure where are these numbers are. Where is 1, where is 2, where is 3, where is 4, where is 5, where is 6. That is very essential. You have to get acquainted with the examination conditions mainly. You'll be going through all your practice tests through paper, and immediately you go and attempt this test in computer based method, then there may be some kind of environmental shock what you may go into. So what I will recommend you to visit IDP website. There are few computer based trial tests available. Get acquainted with the conditions, type of software, how it is showing what to do, and how to highlight the questions. Like have I told about the proofreading of the answers? I have told you most probably yes, because in the section 3, when there is a large multiple choice questions or lengthier multiple choice questions are available, then you cannot read each and every word by word. So you'll have to just proofread, just pick the important keywords and just highlight them. And all these things you can get acquainted with the computer software which is available in IDP website, and you just practice it just day before the exam. It is good to go. And one important thing is that you need to practice daily in order to train your mind. uh, in my case, I used to attempt at least one test every day for listening, reading, writing, and speaking no, I haven't, but all these three I used to take at least one test a day. And Yes, if you are attempting every day, then yes, you are going to understand this test better, get to know about the variables, where and all you are going to score lose marks, and you will come to know which is your weakest area. For example, my weakest area is multiple choice lengthier questions, and majority of the others is also the same category. So to sum up all these, I've told you majorly 5 or 6 important tricks. I'll be putting up in the it should be coming down over here, and this certainly I believe that this will help you in your examinations. And all the best. And please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe my content so that it reaches majority of the people who are looking to go score good. And if you want to have some certainly good content, practical experience, then please follow my channel so that I'll be putting up segment wise explanations. I'll be doing the listening test by myself, and I'll be showing you how I am going to approach my examination so that to hit bare minimum 8 or 8.5 which you seek in your examinations. All right, good to go. All the very best for your examinations, and see you with one more video. Thank you.